All right, Shalom. I'd like to start up by saying, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakwadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the Archon that are pushing the truth to sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I'm Kanaka Amba Yashar Allah from the Lions Den of Yashar Allah camp. This is another Lions Den news and prophecy, and this is on the article that says Doomsday Nuclear Clock 2024 gets reset as weapon fears rise. All right, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and serve its purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, so now the doomsday clock. All right, we're all familiar with it, but by definition. All right, let me pull something up real quick. All right, so the doomsday clock. The doomsday clock is a symbol that represents. Slovakia. Is a symbol that represents the likelihood of a human-made global catastrophic catastrophe. Lucky, in the opinion of its members of the board of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. Right? It says maintained since 1947. The clock is a is is a metaphor for threats to humanity from unchecked specifics of scientific and technological advances. The hypothetical global catastrophe is represented by midnight on the clock, which the bulletin's opinion on how close the world is to one represented by how close the world is to one represented by a certain number of minutes or seconds to midnight. Assessed in January of each year, the main factors influencing the clocks are climate change, nuclear risk, and climate change. The bulletin's scientists and security board mentors monitors new developments in the life sciences and technology that could inflict irre, 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 what is this word? Irrevocable harm to humanity. All right. So now they I think they set it in October or November, and they revise it and go over it again in January. Right. So back to the article. It says the 2024 nuclear doomsday clock has been reset, but there is still time for final revisions. All right. So I guess they do the revisions in January. It says the clock was created in 1947 by the Bulletin of the Atomic Sciences, we just read, a nonprofit that was founded in 1945 by Albert Einstein and University of Chicago scientists who helped develop the first atomic bomb in the Manhattan Project. All right, that's the irony behind that is the ones that are monitoring this clock are the ones that brought nuclear warfare into the game. All right, into the art of war. It says it began because of escalated fears of a potentially catastrophic nuclear arms race between the United States and the Soviet Union. It has been reset 25 times since its creation. It says viewed as a visual representation to warn the global populace about multiple factors that could negatively affect the planet. The clock was last changed on January 24th and moved forward to 90 seconds to midnight, the closest the global catastrophe has ever been. Right? I remember when it where did it move? A couple years ago, it moved. I guess it was the second to closest. I forgot when it was. What exactly it was. But I thought it had moved to like under a minute. Well, I could have been wrong. It says the reasoning cited the Russian-Ukraine war that as of this February will have lasted for 2 years and has led to nuclear threats from Russia. The clock was set to 17 minutes to midnight, the furthest it's ever been set in 1991 following the accumulation of the Cold War and signing of the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty by the United States and Soviet Union. The clock is set by the Bulletin Scientists and Security Board, a select group of globally recognized leaders who focus specifically on nuclear threats, climate change, and disruptive technology. And nuclear threats, we know how that's being played out. The climate change, we know that they're controlling that, the prince of the power of the air, and disruptive technologies, which will probably be more than likely AI technology. Because, like, remember the movie The Terminator, right? And you know, the machines took over, and I don't know how true this is. They were saying the movie The Matrix is the sequel to the Terminator movies, where the machines have took over, and everybody's in those little pods, like thinking the world's like a big matrix. And there's a lot of symbolic, metaphoric um, meaning behind that, and some of it is scriptural too, because Esau has created a matrix within inside the matrix, a false sense of reality that a lot of these people hold on to, especially here in Babylon. That's why the scriptures tell you, um, um, uh, come from out of the midst of Babylon, deliver every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord, man, in Jeremiah. All right. Ultimately, we're going to be beamed up in those chariots, as it says in Revelation, what at 13, it says, "Come up." I heard a verse from heaven saying, "Come up here, my people." No, 11. Yeah. So, but the thing about it is, with them going on with this doomsday clock thing, nobody knows the time, right? They're trying to guesstimate due to current events on what exactly, you know, or when exactly this. Everybody knows something major is going to happen, but nobody actually knows what time or when or how. I mean, they know how, but this all being set up by Yahweh Shem Shai, really though. All right, it says the SASB traditionally set the doomsday clock in November. This includes finalizing a statement that comes with the annual unveiling, which will take place on January 23rd, 2024. However, the clock can still be revised between November and the unveiling if necessary. Rachel Bronson, president and CEO of the Bulletin, told Newsweek. In November, the board annually comes together and brings their best thinking to the challenges that confront us, Bronson said. They ask if humanity is safer or at a greater risk compared to when the clock was last set, whether it's safer or not than the last 75 years, the question has been asked. It says, obviously, there's a lot of issues on the table. In many ways, it's apples and oranges, but it really, it's really trying to get the blunt answer of if humanity is safer, she said. Right? They really don't know. That's why to them it's comparing apples and oranges. You know, the problem is they're not in line with Yahweh by Shem Shai, so they don't have an understanding as to what's going on. They can feel something in the air, feel something is shifting in the universe, but they don't know exactly what that is and how to prepare for it. But the elect are going to be prepared by Yahweh by Shem Shai ultimately. You know. Is there some more in this article? Okay, let's skip down a little bit, and it's a pretty long article. If I can remember, in the I'll put the link to this article in the description box. All right, it says the clock's importance and viability. It says in November, Moscow trained physicist Pavel Podvig wrote a piece published in the Bulletin's Journal arguing that the Doomsday Clock, which before this year had remained at 100 seconds to midnight since 2020, should be moved away from midnight instead of closer to it. He reasoned that Russian nuclear rhetoric, which is considered by the clock settlers, should be heeded, and that the 2023 clock reflected that. However, he said that such threats have been met mostly with repudiation from the vast majority of the global community. The clock, he believes, should reflect that. Well, the only thing that matters is when Yahweh Shemi Shai, pulls the trigger and says, let's go. Because according to Revelation chapter 7, like they're holding back the destruction so all their elect are sealed, and also all the prophecies have to play out. Let me get scripture real quick. Let me get Mark chapter 13, verse 32. It says, but of that day and that hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. So the only person that knows that particular day, as a matter of fact, let me get this. Real quick. Let me get Malachi 4:1. All right. This is Malachi 4:1. It says, behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubbled. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall neither leave them root nor branch. All right. So now that day that cometh, right, knows no man but the Father. Only Yahweh knows that day. That He's going to send Yahweh Shai down here to deliver His elect. So going back to Mark chapter 13, verse 32 says, but of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when that time is. Right, we don't know. But that's why the Lord tells us to take heed and watch and pray and give warning, right? Give warning to the people, because the only way we know is through prophecies. All right, let me get 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, behold, speak thou into the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I shall put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Right? And right. So that's the warning of what's to come, of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. So that's what we do. We speak the words of prophecy that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that puts in the mouth of his elect that are going to be speaking the truth. Verse 2, it says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right. So it doesn't matter if anybody believes or not. The Lord's going to bring this destruction to this place. It says, fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them that trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right. But the ones that have faith in the Lord shall be preserved and get everlasting life. Verse 5 says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the earth, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And that part of that destruction is war. All right. It says, for the wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. See, there's the key word, fulfilled. Right? Fulfill is the key word. So let's go to that. Their hurtful works are fulfilled, and a couple of other things need to be fulfilled also. This is Second Ezra, chapter 4, verse 37. It says, by measure has he measured the times, and by number has he numbered the times. And he doeth not move nor stir them until that said measure be fulfilled, man. And that's what we're waiting on, the fulfillment of the seal of the elect and the and all these prophecies coming to pass, right? Because the Lord, he's putting a stop to all the foolishness, man. Let's get Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 28. And it says, bear with me for a moment. Ezekiel 12 and 28, and it says, therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord. And the Lord is almost to that point. That's why he said, speak thou to the ears of my people the words of prophecy, and give them warning from him. Right? We're warning them of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He's bringing destruction on the earth. All right. All right. Let's go back to Mark chapter 13, verse 33. It says, take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when that time is. Right? That's why we got to be constantly, keeping our minds occupied in prophecy, in the meditation thereof. It says, for the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, right? Those are the elect, the ones that are following his footsteps, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, even at even or at midnight, right? There goes that midnight at the strike. You know what I'm saying, on the doomsday clock, in which is salvation for the elect and doom for everybody else. All right. And it says or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he finds you sleeping. That's why we always got to remain circumspect. And we don't need any scientists to tell us or give us warning or try to interpret the times, because we do that through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Verse 36, lest coming suddenly he finds you sleeping, and what I say unto you, I say unto all, to watch, man. And that's what we have to do. And that our doomsday clock, I made a lesson about a year or so ago, and basically that was the foundation of the lesson. Our doomsday clock is these prophecies, man, in the word of Yahweh by Shema Shai, because it was spoken, and now it's being brought into existence. All right, Lord, willing this lesson to edify and to serve His purpose without it, like Sekah Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, my Amach. Double honors to the elder apostle, the great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the Arkin that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh.